Hello, my internet friends. Napiet here with another Black Series review. This time I'm looking at the Golden Spacker from the Blade Runner films. Now, the Spacker was an early prototype of the replicants in Blade Runner. As we all know, they ultimately became very human-looking and could pass easily in bars, and if they needed to hire a car at the airport, they could easily do that. This guy had problems, and in the early stages of the draft, indeed, he couldn't hire the car, and Decker asked him for his identification, and basically he couldn't provide it. And the fact that he was massive and gold meant that he was Blade Runnered. But some guy at Hasbro came along, decided to release this production replicant for no reason at all, really. He was later sacked because it shouldn't have happened. But he's out for us now. We can have a look. This guy makes a perfect Christmas gift for anyone who's into Blade Runner and the subsequent films that are going to be made. In the script, he appeared first in place of the love interest for Decker, and there were many logistic problems with the kissing scenes in particular. As you can see there, he has a slot. Harrison Ford's mouth was unable to kind of get a good purchase on that slot, so they had to change that, and they ultimately got a woman because they have the best kind of slots. Now, as with all the Black Series figures, even though this was a prototype that was never in the film and therefore pointless, they have really gone to town with this ribbing here. The ribbing around the bottom allows him to interact with the Matrix. He can plug in at any wall socket. He can order pizza. He can get things delivered via Amazon. On the move, really. Anything he needs. If he needs any drawing materials or craft supplies. He has a Cadbury's chocolate strip across the back, where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strips, and many along the bottom. Those have no functional purpose. So let's talk about articulation. This guy has 5 articulation. He has the quite piercing eyes. He looks quite pensive, almost plaintive. He's really wants to hire a car. He can get around the city better. If it's a hover car, he's not really bothered. So many mod cons that the character was intended to have initially. This is the vinyl record player that is on his chest there. He came with 7 songs, none of which were any good. Now, ladies, you'll want to know about the potential for this figure to obsess your husband slightly. That's always a problem with science fiction franchises and figures like this that make men kind of irrationally fixate upon them. And I think you're safe with this figure. Basically, if you got your husband this for Christmas, he would be very happy that you'd got it, I'm sure, and he would be happy with the product. But he's not likely to obsess too much about it because it doesn't appear anywhere in any film. So really, he's looking at and he won't have seen the draft script either. He has no association with it, and it's no use to anybody. So I would definitely get this for anyone who you're struggling to find that perfect gift. Get them this. They'll look at it once or twice, then forget about it. And you don't have to worry about your husband wanting the next figure or the bad guy. I mean, the nemesis of the Spacker was the rusty twat who was also pre-production and never saw the light of day in the movie. And basically because Harrison Ford didn't want to kiss people dressed in fiberglass armor. He'd rather kiss a real woman, and ultimately that's what happened in the film. Arguments about whether that made for a better film or a worse film. I would have liked to seen more Spackers in Blade Runner like this guy. Can you imagine a whole street full of these guys coming towards you? Run, Spackers! I should mention this video was requested by the Scavenger UK Podcast, who keeps us up to date with all the latest Spacker news. Even if you're not interested in Blade Runner, he talks about Star Wars. And so go and listen to the the Scavenger UK Podcast. I'll put a link in the description, so go check that out if you feel inclined. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like and sub. Any final comments? Final note? Oh.